Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Listen in 3D. This is episode number 29. I'm your boy, Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fool.
And I'm Netta, aka Wondrous Net.
And together we are both Team 3D, the host of Listen in 3D, where we discuss, dissect, and debate the music and the albums in the world of hip hop and other genres. Do us a favor if you like what you're seeing. Do us a favor, like the video. Definitely share it around, comment on it, and subscribe. If you want to help us out even further, when you do subscribe, click on that notification bell. That way, you know when all our videos go live. It really helps us out a lot. And then we do have a lot of content on the channel. We know your time. We value your time. So if you don't have time to sit, through one of our 30 to 40-minute episodes, just watch a short. That helps also. Comment, definitely. That way we're not being buried in the YouTube algorithm and, discoverability, hopefully for us will increase down the line. I mean, that's all I could tell you. If you want to podcast the show, we are on Spotify and iHeartRadio. Hopefully, we will be on Apple Podcasts very soon. I gotta have Netta help me out with that. Just gotta find some time to do that. But yeah, hopefully we will be. You want to email the show? Don't want to feel like leaving us a comment. Just want to email us. Listenin3d at gmail.com. That's listenin3d at gmail.com if you want to email the show. And I believe that's all the call to action business stuff that I got. So Netta, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good, can't complain. So it's a rainy day here. What about you?
Well, it's not raining over here in Southern California, but it's this is bright, sunny, cold weather. Spring is on the way. At the time it's recording this in early March, folks. So, um, yeah, spring is on the way. So, the weekend was good. Got a lot done. All right, so we do a lot of great albums on this show, including this one. And so this album I know you're very, very excited about. If you want to kick it off and introduce it.
Yeah, so today we'll be discussing TLC's second studio album, Crazy Sexy Cool. It was released November 15th, 1994. It was certified 12 times platinum. It peaked at number 2 on the R&B hip hop album charts and number 3 on the Billboard Top 200. It has singles including Creep, Red Light Special, Waterfalls, and Digging on You. They did music videos for all of the singles, and there was guest appearances from Fife, Busta Rhymes, and Andre 3000.
All right, thank you for that. Another guest appearance, I know he was kind of uncredited at the time, was Puffy. He was in a few of the interludes. I'm pretty sure you recognize his voice listening to the album. So, TLC, as you know, I mean, they need no introduction. They've been around, a very long time. Consists, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess they're still around. They're still active, but right now, but back then it consisted of three members: T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili. Unfortunately, Lisa Left Eye Lopez is no longer with us. May her rest in peace. But the other two are still active as they've done shows as recently as last year. So at least they're still doing shows. I don't think they're making any new music at this time. I do follow Chili on social media from time to time. I know she's dating one of the Lawrence brothers, Matthew Lawrence. I'm not sure if you've seen that, but it's a
Hmm.
pretty interesting relationship. If you do you even know who Matthew Lawrence is? No.
No.
All right, yeah, look him up. He was a pretty famous actor, child actor in the '90s. So yeah, it's a unique. They're a cute couple. That's all I got to say there. So before I continue with the TLC and how I was introduced to him, I'll let you kick a little more of this because I know you had their tape growing up, and I know you have a lot to say about this one.
Yeah, so I heard the album a lot in my household growing up. My mom used to take my sister and I to like the record store, and
Mm.
usually it would be just my mom who like got records and stuff. But this time she said me and my sister were both allowed to choose one. I
Oh, cool.
picked Brandy's debut album, Brandy, and my sister chose Crazy Sexy Cool. But my sister is a year older than me, and we shared a boombox. So I ended up listening to this album way more than I ever listened to the Brandy album. Uh, this was to my displeasure at the time, but I ended up liking, the album. So I always loved this album.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's a very good story. For me, just getting exposed to TLC, like I've said, I mean, maybe I said this on our pilot episode or episode 0 that no one will ever listen to. Listening to music growing up, pretty much I was just restricted to whatever my mom listened to in the car. So when it came to hip hop and R&B, other genres, I kind of had to go out and find it. I didn't have like a older brother or sister or anyone like that who was like, hey, listen to this or anything like that. I kind of had to go out and find it. So I think this channel does not get enough credit for what it did for hip hop. Nickelodeon, that was one of the first places where I saw TLC. They were the ones responsible for the All That theme song, and they were on there several times. I know on the pilot episode they did "What About Your Friends," which was on their debut album, and then they did "Creep" on. I think I sent you the clip actually. Yeah, they did. That was one of their other All That performances. They did the song "Creep." So that's how I was like, first introduced to them, and some of my friends had their tape or CD, when I was in fifth, sixth grade. It was they're very popular during their time, and I've gone as far, I keep up with them. I've watched their biopic, which I thought was okay, but if you really want to watch like a good documentary on TLC, I would recommend the one they put on Lifetime last year. It was actually late last year. That was a really good one. TLC Forever. Definitely check that one out if you have not.
I think I'm not sure if I saw that one, but I saw their Behind the Music. I don't know if it's still out somewhere. I'm sure it's somewhere in the ethers, but their Behind the Music was really good.
Mhm.
And I too watched them on All That. It kind of their aesthetic kind of matched perfectly with All That. All like the colors
Yeah.
and the hip hop and the youth.
Hmm.
It was a very good merger.
Yeah, definitely. So, definitely TLC may not have been, my favorite music group growing up, but definitely a big influence. So just T Boss, Chili, if you're watching this podcast somewhere, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. um enough with my background behind them and the album. Definitely were your thoughts on the the artwork of the album?
I think it's neat and like clean and well done, but it might be a better cover of a horror movie. Like it's very red. It's kind of cool. It's not that crazy or sexy. But I do like the fact that the only white is like in the font and like in their eyes. I think they could have done a little bit better though. What did you think?
It not the best one I've seen, but I think definitely compared to some of their other album covers, it's definitely better than their first album cover. I thought they looked a little goofy there, but coming back to this one, I think it was them going in up. They're getting older, getting more mature. Crazy, sexy, cool. I mean, it wasn't. I didn't think it was really sexy to tell you the truth, but it was a little crazy, and it was kind of cool. I'll give it that much. And then yeah, just it was red, but it wasn't really light. But I guess we'll get into one of the singles that we'll talk about there. But
There's something about red on the the Sugar Hill Gang episode. They had a lot of red on that album. So something about red and DMX's album. A lot of red on that album cover. Like some
yeah,
people love red.
yeah, people do. I mean, just wait till we do one of the Games albums or something. But
Yeah, well, we know why he loves red.
all right. Let's get into the beats production. What was your favorite beat on this one going in or after listening?
I liked "Creep." It was like the perfect blend of like hip hop and R&B. That horn in the beginning is so nostalgic. As soon as you hear it, you immediately know what time it is. It's like you're gonna start doing a butterfly and singing "Oh why, oh why."
Hmm.
I love the beat. What did you think?
Definitely, it was very tough. I mean, it was a really good album overall, but I like the beats of "Kick Your Game" and "Waterfalls." I guess honorable mention for "Creep" too. It was a pretty good beat with that horn in the background. It was very very creative beat there. But yeah, "Kick Your Game." I thought definitely felt like it was a bit of a rap beat. I'm not gonna lie, but there was rapping on the song too, which spoiler alert, we'll get into later. But uh, but yeah, and then Waterfalls is just one of those iconic beats. You hear it, it's just very well produced.
Yeah.
In terms of beats. All right, so let's get into singles. Uh, I guess this is very tough how we're gonna go along with the singles, but let's start with Creep since we're on the subject. What were your thoughts on this one?
I thought it was a good song. It's about a woman who's like kind of cheating back because she needs more affection.
Mm,
She says she feels like she's protecting him by creeping because if he knew the things she did, he couldn't handle it.
yeah,
I was watching a video with Left Eye, and she was saying she was against creep because of the cheat back message, which is understandable. But
yeah.
honestly, I enjoyed the honesty of it. What did you think?
I thought it was a decent song for the most part. Definitely not. Well, it was also one of my favorites, but the beat is what I think popularized the whole song. And just talking about cheating, and then I know like during a biopic, it was like kind of weird. Like you're writing a song about creeping, and your man's cheating on you. So I just had to think back to the biopic there. Like when I hear that song, like that really went on. Like damn.
Yeah, the video, I like the video, their classic silky baggy pajamas when they're
Yeah,
just like dancing and everything is flowing. I really enjoyed
yeah,
it.
yeah. One thing I will say about TLC, they kept up with the fashion back in the '90s. Especially from their first album to their second album. Oh my God, they those girls know how to dress, and they
You
did
know,
dress to impress.
they were definitely creating trends. I saw something where I think it was Chili. She was saying all these people were coming up to them like, "Where did you get those pajamas?" Like everybody wanted them as soon as they saw them in a creep video. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it was a pretty interesting video, and then, just watching Left Eye in that video. One thing I do miss about her is that smile of hers.
yeah.
She definitely was the funniest one in that whole group. Definitely.
I think she brought that goofiness to it. Like in that video, they're like in the one scene they're dressed with those pajamas, in another scene they're dressed like gangsters or something, and they're like fake fighting and
Yeah.
dance battling, b-boy dancing, and Left Eye is like walking on her hands.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah. I was gonna comment on that too. Yeah. The headstand. I mean, I reached that Mario versus Donkey Kong game. He does like a similar move like that, and so I saw Left Eye doing that. I'm like, what the hell?
yeah, that was impressive. That was very impressive.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, right. Let's move on to the next single. We'll go Red Light Special. This was a very interesting song. I mean, maybe that's why they went with the whole red cover. I don't know, but
True. I like the spin they put on the red light districts.
yeah,
I liked when they said, "If I move too fast, just let me know, because it means you move too slow." Uh, and I like when Chili said, "I know just what I want. I know just who I am." So pretty good song.
yeah, it's a pretty good song. Just definitely a song if if you're trying to get intimate with your significant other. I guess. I'll just leave it at that. Don't want to get go any further than that. But in terms of like the music video, I thought was a bit freaky. I didn't see it on MTV much growing up, and I can probably see why it was probably banned. Because
they
that was
were They were literally like licking feet on that video.
Yeah. Yeah, what with the colors back and forth with the black and white a little bit, which I mean, I guess the black and white there, it doesn't look too bad if if you're doing it like in a style of music video like that. I know it was a little crazy how that dude flipped over the poker table at the end of the video, but one thing I will say,
I,
I
that was
really
Left Eye.
yeah, oh left eye. It was I know someone flipped over the table. It was,
Yeah, that was really funny.
yeah, and then one thing I will say, T-Balls was looking good in that video.
Yeah, yeah. They all were. It
Yeah,
was
they all
and they
did
have like a whole bunch of men, sexy men with their shirts off, dancing all around them while they're playing poker, licking their feet. It
that.
was definitely a freaky video.
Yeah, definitely one of their freakier videos. All right, let's move on to the next single. Well, I'm just going out of order here. "Digging on You." What do you think of this song?
I liked it. I liked how the first verse and the second verse went. Like she describes two different moods she's in when she's approached. In the first verse, she's approached while she's at peace in a groove on a Sunday afternoon, and then in the
Yeah.
second verse, she uh she didn't want to participate in no silly conversation, and she
Mm,
had no time for new relations. And even though she's in a great mood in the first verse and a bad mood in the second verse, she's still like receptive to the guy's advances in both instances, because it didn't matter what state he found her in, she just
mm.
immediately fell in love or something like that. So I really liked it. What did you think?
It was a great song. Definitely, the first verse, what was good, and then I like the chorus, digging on you, on you, you digging on me. Yeah, so like, just it's like a comfort song. The beat was pretty cool. Also, just
Hmm.
one of their more slowed down, relaxed songs that you could just listen to. And, you just can't be mad at when you listen to it. The video was kind of similar to that DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince video where it's like concert type music video, which it's okay. I did like the TLC helicopter like flying into Vegas or where they're performing at, but
Yeah.
I thought it could have been a little better. But I mean, I do like how it was like a live version of the song, so it made you feel like you were at a TLC concert. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought of the videos that we've watched so far where they were kind of at a concert. We had one Beastie Boys song that
Oh
was
yeah,
like that,
yeah,
and the Will Smith one. I thought this was the most well done.
yeah.
They had like really good like camera angles, and like you said, it really did feel like you're at the concert.
Yeah, they did it.
Um,
Yeah, so far, yeah, this probably is the best live performance music video we've seen thus far. It was a little later than the Beastie Boys and DJ Jazzy
yeah,
Jeff and the Fresh Prince, but yeah, it's just they did a good job with that one, especially like with them coming out in the beginning, like on the stage, and then ready to
yeah,
perform. I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah. When they just like appeared when the
Mm,
light shone on them, yeah, I thought that was cool too.
yeah. Yeah, they were real rock stars back in the mid '90s. So it was, selling out, arena stadiums. Yeah,
Yeah,
they did it all.
definitely.
All right, let's get into the it wasn't the last single to premiere, but the I figured I'd save the best for last. I think this probably is their best song they've ever done. I mean, if someone wants to argue with me that, feel free. But Waterfalls. I don't think you're going to argue with me on that one. I know you have a lot to say, so let me get my 2 cents in first. I do like like the story how it tells from each verse. A mother gazing out the window at her son. Finds himself in trouble, drug deal gone wrong, murdered. Second verse, just a couple, don't use protection. They fade away, I guess, and then I really love Left Eye's rapping verse on this one too. Probably one of her best verses ever as an MC. So it just just how she starts it out. I see a rainbow yesterday, but too many storms have come and gone, leaving a trace of not given ray. It is because my life is in 10 shades of gray. I'm not going to say the whole thing, but you get what I'm saying. Just a great story, great overall song. And then, uh, I mean, special effects, I think were kind of done like a little like shitty in like a lot of music videos during that time. They did amazing for that time, especially when they're at the waterfall scene and with the whole water dancing. Yeah, that was probably one of the best music videos during that time. So I gotta give the videographers and I gotta give everyone their props there. It was very very well done. All right, what do you gotta say?
Oh, on that note, with the video, I know you watched Nickelodeon back then. Did you ever see Alex Mack?
Oh yeah, I remember that show.
That's exactly what it reminded me of. I don't know if you remember, Alex Mack used to turn into one of those things
Wa-
that they were like
the
that
water
those
puddles. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, and like the liquid form of the people, and then they
Yeah,
just it reminded me of Alex Mack, and I was trying to figure out who did it first, and I still don't know because they were both
it
released in
was
'94.
it was around the same time. I would say maybe Alex Mack because I think the single didn't come out until like '95 for this song. I could double check, but yeah, I would
Yeah,
have to say
that's
Alex Mack did it first. Yeah, Alex Mack did it first. Yeah,
that's
made
so random to be saying. Yeah, Alex Mack did it before TLC,
yeah.
but yeah, it reminded me of Alex Mack, and I liked it. It was a lot different. I thought T-Boz killed the verses, the chorus when they say, "Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to." I watched a video where Chili explained it. She said, "When you think about a waterfall, it looks really, really beautiful, but if you follow it down, it crashes. Anything in your life that is not good for you is a waterfall." I really like that explanation. And then Left Eye said in a couple interviews, this is her favorite song, in part because of
Hmm.
T-Boz's scratchy voice.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite song because of Left Eye's verse. It's just, like you said,
Hmm.
it's a classic hip hop verse.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
it was released, the album was released in '94, like 5 months after her whole incident with like setting her boyfriend's house
Yeah.
afire.
Remember.
So she was in quite a vulnerable state while she was recording this, and she expressed it here.
Mm,
The first half of her verse is like introspective. She starts it off, like you said, with the "I seen a rainbow yesterday."
yeah.
She said when she was writing this verse, she was reflecting on her life as if it was a storm. She kind of places the onus upon herself to get out of the storm and concludes only her faith can undo the negative place she was in. She next talks about her hope for the masses.
Mm,
She says, "My only bleeding hope is for the folk who can't cope with such an enduring pain that keeps them in the pouring rain." And she advocates for like self-determinism. And she says to those who would claim to be a product of the system, she says, "The system got you victim to your own mind." And then her closing bars punctuate the song beautifully. In the video, it zooms into Left Eye, and she looks into
yeah.
the camera, and she says, "Dreams are hopeless aspirations. The hopes are coming true. Believe in yourself. The rest is up to me and you." And I was like, this is a glorious ending to a glorious song. So I really loved it, and I agree with you. Like, it's the best song they ever did.
Okay, so we're on the same page there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just really love the story that it tells, and just especially that second verse, because HIV and AIDS were very big during that time, use protection, all that stuff, and just after a few months, the music video, the single premiere dropped, after a few months after, Godfather of Gangster Rap, Eazy had passed away from AIDS. So it's just, I think it really hit home to a lot of people, with that.
That line on there on the second verse, the last thing they say is 3 letters took him to his final resting place. I
Yeah.
thought, that was I really liked the way that they put it. They didn't really directly say the words, but
Mm,
everybody knew what they meant. So
yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah, kind of crazy, but they were very clever, in their delivery, their message, and that's one of the things I really like about the song. All right, so we talked about the singles and the music videos to go along with it. All right, so let's do our favorites. We'll go ahead and start with you.
Yeah, for me, it was Red Light Special, Creep, and Waterfalls, of course.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So me, waterfalls. I had to go with "Digging on You." That's just very very good song. And then "Kick Your Game." So yeah, that was my final one. And then honorable mentions, Creep, Red Light Special. Those are the honorable mentions. And the last song they did with Andre 3000, Something Wicked This Way Comes. I thought that was a really good song as well. So, Kick Your Game. I really like this song just because I just like the whole, aspect, the beat, really, I thought was really done, very well done. And then I really just love Left Eye's rap in there where, she goes back and forth, pretends she's like the girl and then pretends to be the dude. Like you could totally tell like it was a dude's voice like when she's like rapping back. I thought that was kind of maybe you could have got an actual dude to do it, but or maybe change her voice like a little more. But the fact that she kind of, I guess tried or did the impression, I thought that was like a pretty cool part of the song. What were your thoughts on um, "Kick Your Game"? If
Yeah, I really liked it too. I like how they're saying like, I can like how you look, but you got to come with a little something more. You got to come with some game.
hmm
Your personality matters too. So I liked it, and I like the hook and the beat.
yeah,
Both really good.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've been watching you, watching me, and I know you want it. So I thought, yeah, it was pretty good hook. But I think Left Eye really killed it in this song, and that definitely, she is very well missed, and she definitely brought that aesthetic, to the group. R&B and hip hop combined. It was they did a very good job with that. So
Yeah.
all right, but and then any honorable mentions you wanted to shout out?
Um. Let's see.
For me, it was definitely very hard just to choose these. I mean, it could have gone either way. It was very cool.
I think like you, I like the something wicked this way comes. I liked Andre 3000's verse.
Okay, so definitely an honorable mention. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, overall, I mean, I can't be mad at anyone who picks whatever song. I mean, this was a great
Right.
album. I think the only song I could have did without was, um, I mean, probably "Take Our Time," and then maybe some of those interludes. I mean, especially the one where I think it was Left Eye like, "Why help me wipe my ass" or something. It was kind of funny, but
Yeah. I could have done without the song "Let's Do It Again." It kind of felt like the album was kind of
yeah,
was front loaded with all the best songs, and then at the end they were just like, let's
yeah,
throw this in, let's throw that in. But
yeah. Let's
yeah,
do it
let's
again.
do it
Was
again.
that was an
Yeah,
average
I couldn't do
song.
it.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
"Take Our Time." I didn't. If I Was Your Girlfriend was pretty good though. But overall, definitely a lot of great songs on here. So I mean, just definitely let us know your favorite songs, your picks from this album in the comments below. All right. So there was a limited edition Crazy Sexy Cool bonus disc that came out. I'm not sure when it came out, but it is floating around. Have you listened to this? I would have listened to it, but unfortunately, it wasn't on Spotify, so I kind of couldn't. Well,
I've not listened to it. I'm gonna have to look it up though.
yeah, it includes four songs: "Creep," the Super Smooth mix, "Red Light Special," LA's Flava mix, "Waterfalls" O&P remix, and "My Secret Enemy," which was on the Red Light Special single B side. So if you had the Red Light Special B side, you probably have heard "My Secret Enemy." So um, definitely, I'll try to look it up whenever I get a chance. But yeah, I did not see this one on at least the Spotify and the thing. So I mean, maybe YouTube or through torrent link or something. You download it, but we'll see. All right. Recommendations. It's funny because you mentioned this album earlier, and I'm sure once you saw the outline, you're like, "Oh my god!" So I tried to go with like other hot female R&B acts during that time. I'll actually do some honorable mentions as well after I'm done with the the three I would recommend. Brandy, her self-titled debut, that premiered in '94.
Yeah,
Monica.
by the time I was able to listen to it, I really loved that album too.
Monica, Miss Thing, that came out, that was her debut album that came out in 1995. And Aaliyah's Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, which came out in '94. Some honorable mentions I do want to give. I want to give some love to the other, female R&B groups during that time. In Vogue and SWV, they were in between albums at that time, so they didn't have anything necessarily new in '94, from what I can remember. And then another group who put out an album in '95, Escape. I want to give them honorable mentions as well if you're looking for something a little similar, in sound to the TLC. But I don't think any of those acts can top them, at least the three of them as a group anyway. I mean, that's just my opinion. Um, any thoughts on the recommendations?
I think Aaliyah definitely embodies crazy, sexy, cool. I think that's a really good recommendation.
Mm,
I would also recommend like Salt and Peppers, Hot, Cool, and Vicious. I
yeah,
think that probably inspired crazy, sexy, cool, and that's kind of like a look back. A look
yeah,
forward would be like Destiny's Child.
yeah,
Salt and they came from Salt and Pepper, but then Destiny's Child kind of comes from them.
yeah.
Actually, Destiny's Child opened up for them at one point,
Oh,
in
yeah, yeah,
1999. So yeah,
yeah.
Destiny's Child. Uh, yeah, they took the TLC formula and ran it up into the future.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Definitely, yeah. They definitely had influences on a lot of groups that came after them, and Destiny Child being one of them. So yeah, definitely Beyonce. She definitely looked up to him growing up. All right, folks. So, closing thoughts. What do you got? Taking any of these songs back to your everyday playlist if it's not already on your playlist.
the last song I did not remember. I think I'll take that back to my playlist. The one with Andre 3000. Um, Overall, I would say the album just struck a really good tonal balance. At one point on the interlude, like you said, they're making fart noises, and then on Waterfalls, they're dealing with some serious social issues. So it really ran the gamut. They managed to get an important message out without coming across as preachy, and remaining crazy, sexy, and cool. It's a timeless classic album, and long live Left Eye.
Yeah, definitely listen to this one. We both definitely recommend if you have not had a chance to listen to it. For me, definitely taking "Kick Your Game Back" to my playlist, and I mean, even though it wasn't my favorite song on the album, "Something Wicked This Way Comes." Like I said, Andre 3000, that verse that definitely kills it on there. So
Yeah.
let us know your favorite tracks, what tracks you liked, what tracks you didn't like. Let us know in the comments if we got it right. For Netta, I'm Justin saying thank you for watching or listening to episode 29 of Listening 3D. We will check you on the next one later.